Right, and so we've been doing parallel testing with the EPA ever since, for the past several days. We've done our own analysis. We have our preliminary results back, and at this point, we don't feel that there's any potential risk for human health. Based on the preliminary results, the levels of the metals appear to have returned to pre-incident levels. And so we're obviously concerned about human health, we're concerned about wildlife and fish health, but then we also want to work with the Department of Agriculture to make sure that we're appropriate in our recommendations when it comes to is it appropriate for livestock, is it appropriate for irrigating crops, and we don't have those two particular answers ready yet because we're working with the Department of Agriculture and Colorado State University on making that analysis, but I think we are getting close with regard to crossing off those first couple of things on the list as it relates to human health and use of the river as it relates to recreational purposes, and making a recommendation along with local public health and local law enforcement along those lines.
It's incredible. How are you doing? How many fish are in here? But still, that water is at a level, I mean, it's been sufficiently clean so that it can be treated and is used for consumption. It's potable for humans. And within the Animas, it's perfectly safe for whitewater rafting. We have some of the best whitewater rafting in the state is down here. And you all just saw that one of the few steam locomotive trains still left, goes all the way up to Silverton. So, the fishing and the river are a big part of the economy here.
They're alert, they're swimming, they show kind of a proper fright response, meaning they will flee from you like a good fish should.
This water came directly out of a mine, so it's got all the heavy metals in it. It doesn't have a lot of arsenic. Obviously, it was above levels for arsenic. It picked up arsenic as it went down, but it was not the kind of levels that would kill fish, make it dangerously unsafe for humans. So, in terms of the EPA, I can assure you that they're already working to make sure that they have the protocols in place so that, if something like this ever happens again, they will respond very rapidly and have a whole set of protocols how to do. Certainly they did not respond the way they would expect themselves to respond. In other words, they're not satisfied with their response, and they shouldn't be. So I talked to the head of the EPA, Gina McCarthy, on Sunday, and we went down the list there's an assessment list of every one of those mines. We have them on maps, and with the EPA, the state is going to go through each one and bring that assessment up to date. Some of those assessments are 20 years old. There are over 20,000 mines, just so we're clear the frame of the problem. It's significant. Now, most of them are just holes in a cliff somewhere, right? And there isn't a great deal or a large amount of heavy metals, more than what comes off that normal hillside. But we're going to go through each one, and those that have been either where the adit had collapsed or been blocked purposely, and we think there might be a backup of water, we're going to address it. Take one of their treasures and turn it this sickening yellow-orange. But once you get past that outrage, the next set of questions is, all right, how do we come back and make sure that we're stronger after this event than we were before? And I think that's where we're going to work with the EPA, and we're going to roll up our sleeves and say, all right, we're ticked off, we're furious, all right, we're past that, now what do we do? And I think that's the next step, right? How do we want to come back? When we had the floods.